The Pit's disclaimer. Reactions on this channel are opinion only. Our opinions are our own. It doesn't mean we are right or wrong. It's just an opinion. So don't take what we say too seriously. We are not professionals, vocal coaches, or musicians. We do this for fun and to learn new music. Bowser Sportle.
Damn, I'm gonna be pissing all night. I mean, peeing all night. I mean, emptying out your bladder all night.
Hash browns sound good. Hash browns and eggs. That sounds pretty good.
Really?
Yeah. What did you have for breakfast?
Um,
Yeah, I get those days too. I can't even remember sometimes.
I had.
Life cereal. Hey, Mikey, I think he likes it.
No, I didn't. I don't know what that. Okay, heck, I had.
Bird jam. You had the bird.
Blueberry bird jam.
Blueberry bird jam.
No, I had s'more cereal.
I don't know if that's very.
Oh,
That's.
dude, it's good.
I mean, it's good, but it's not very like healthy.
No. Look at me. Does it look like I care? What do you think I am, a gym teacher?
No, well, you've got me there.
So here we're kind of revisiting, call us posers, whatever you want to call us, but we kind of like didn't listen to death.
Why are we posers?
Oh, I got in the comments, man. You guys are posers. You don't know if you're not listening to death, you're not death metal fans.
Well, that's not true.
Well, some people don't listen to like Deicide. I ain't gonna call them a poser because they never listened to it before. Might like death more. I don't
Why?
know.
Because Death invented it? Death is the original?
Is
that their whole premise? Like, oh, they started it, so... Well, I mean... That's not true. That's like saying if you don't listen to, like, Ice-T or Ice Cube or something, you're not, like, a rap fan. Who the hell invented rap, anyways? That is a good question.
Sure.
Or who invented hair metal? There's an even better question. What was the first, like, hair metal song that came out?
That's crazy. I don't even know.
See, but you can't be a poser just because you don't know
There
that.
were so many influences on like metal and death metal and stuff, the way different metals form, and you can't. I don't think you can really pinpoint just one. Maybe he did. Maybe they did. Cool, but.
But the thing is that there are so many other bands that have to happen before one really breaks through. I mean, I don't know the specific case of these guys, but maybe they were in a different band, and there was like, the guitar player and the bassist or something, and they're like, hey, and they played a bunch of shows, and they're like, and then they got together with a drummer and a, different guitar player, and then they made another band, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, all right. And, there's all this underground stuff. There's, like, all these steps that have to happen before one really gets to the top.
Mm-hmm. And maybe, like, with this band, maybe he's like, guys, I could really be able to play today. I can't sing. I really got a deep voice, and it's really fucking up.
And they're just like, come on, man, go with it. They're like, yeah, go ahead.
That sounds pretty cool.
That sounds cool.
Why don't we, like, just, you start just grunting and stuff, and we'll just play over the top.
Here, I can play that note on my bass, and they're like, So there's a bunch of other bands that influenced each other within the scene, all the guys that would play at bars, and like they were fans of that kind of music too, and they would go watch other bands play, and they would just keep building off of that. So that's kind of what like Cannibal Corpse did. So
enough flattering our gums, or flattening our gums. I just grabbed one out of the hat. I don't want one someone recommends, because I always feel like, I want to hear something that wasn't as popular.
I swear to God, if this is an instrumental, like that one time that we tried to do Death, I might have to pluck out one of your eyes and then... Never mind.
Let's give it a try.
I'm hot for teacher.
All right. Wow. my God, it sounds just
It
like
does. This is kind of like a little bit of like experimental sounding, you know?
it. All right, no, we don't like that tune. Yeah, that's better. They're playing this on the fly. They're recording this right off the top of their heads.
They're all looking at each other like,
No, no, yeah, yes, that, yes. So far, so good. That was a shitty pause.
it
man.
was. I thought I was right at the last note.
All right. It ain't so bad, man. He's got a pretty cool sounding voice. It's kind of, has that. It's different. It's not growl. It's more of a thrash sound to his voice.
This is really when there was more musicianship in metal.
Yeah, these guys are amazing musicians.
Now nowadays you get a lot more fancy guitar work with the melodic death metal and stuff like that. But this has more of like that classic sound where you actually have a drummer who's not just he's doing different stuff, and they're keeping the same. It sounds like the same song. It's not just a bunch of different sections put together.
Yeah, which
It has a definite cohesion to it, and you get a drummer who's doing interesting things. He's not just doing like over and over. So I got no complaint with it so far, man. I mean, it sounds pretty cool. I think if I would have heard this song when it first came out,
I mean, it's a kind of a combination of a bunch of different groups around this time frame.
what year did this one come out? I'm not going to fall for that same trick again where I pull that thing off the table. I'm smarter this time.
Why don't you just bring the damn thing over here?
Because
so
I
you
got all
a
this
table.
other shit over here.
No,
What
no,
year
no.
did this album come out?
Move that right there.
Oh, yeah, okay. Ooh.
Oh God!
What
Why is it
album
saying
is this?
Power On?
Death Human album.
Say power on. Why did I never turn this off? What's going on with my headphones, guys?
Okay, 1991.
1991. Always on the run.
So like,
This came out right when Body Count came out. Rage Against the Machine came out.
Seasons in the Abyss.
Seasons in the Abyss.
When
The
what
Black
was that?
Album came out right around this time.
Schizophrenia from Sepultura, or what year did Arise come out? Arise was like 1993.
No, it wasn't.
What year was Arise then, smart guy?
90.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So what I think is now more like to go with what you were saying, I almost hear maybe like Obituary and those guys would have been influenced Like they would have been ones who were listening to these guys and been like, "Oh yeah, that's cool."
they're all touring together. I guarantee
Right.
they're all playing together and
Yes.
feeding off each other.
And if they weren't touring together, they were probably going to watch each other play too, because they were fans of their own like genre of music.
Yeah. I like the song so far. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's not bad.
and people are guaranteed they're like, there's no way. If they're Metalhead fans, they never heard this before. Guys, sorry.
As I sit here, I've never heard this song before.
You swear on Deicide?
I swear on Deicide.
I swear on Deicide.
Never heard this song
I actually
before.
never have listened to Death before. Or Carcass.
No, we did. We
that
tried,
one-
yeah.
that one
Other
song.
than outside of what we tried here. Carcass.
I was more Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, and Obituary fan.
You know who else? Okay, since we're getting into bands that we've
Angel.
never listened to, Napalm Death.
Yeah, never listened to them much either.
Well, no, Testament is like thrash. Testament. I never got into
no,
Testament.
me
I
either.
maybe couldn't name like all of one song of theirs, honestly.
And another one that I never listened to before, but until they changed their sound, was Creator. Granted, they're not really death metal; they're more thrash metal.
They're
Back then, they were.
they're European Big Four. They can cross genres like that because they had to feed off of the American scene first. They had more black metal starting over there than they did death.
Want to check the rest of this out?
I kind of do, yeah.
All right. Before we lose everybody. Ooh. I like how you check your watch. Wow. I'm pleasantly surprised at this song.
The guitar solo was interesting.
It started out kind of melodic. Little scale notes. Hey guys, check this scale. Is this song good?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it kind of had that driving.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know. That was.
It fit for the era. It's not, again, this is definitely sounds like 90s metal.
Oh yeah.
Death metal. I mean, it's very much a product of that early era. Everything that we're listening to now and going forward is based off of this. So, yes.
If I would have heard this song, like the first time I ever, back in the day when I'm like, okay, I'll try this death thing. And then I don't know what song it was. I was just like, kind of like when I heard this Fear Factory, I was like, And just some bands, like, for me, Iron Maiden, it didn't move me. And
Something
this
just
is actually,
doesn't.
If I would have heard this first, I would have been like, yeah, all right, check out more.
It really depends. Something about this. I mean, like I said, by all means, it's cool. But if going back in time, I still probably would have picked Deicide or Obituary, like over these guys, going back to the 90s. Because, I mean, think about it. What was the other one that came out from Obituary? When did Cause of Death come out? What year was that? Internet would know.
Cause of Death? I'm going to say 19...
Slowly We Rot was 1989.
I'm going to say, 1990.
September 19th, 1990. Good call.
See, that's how good I am.
Dude, that album was good.
Yeah.
That,
All right.
Like, given the choice, I would have been like, Obituary. I can't explain
there's people
why.
out there that be like,
Death, yes,
So
and I mean
I-
and that's cool, absolutely cool. But why? How do we
weird.
explain what we like and why? Why do you latch on to one thing versus the other? They're the same genre.
I don't know, man.
Hey, if this had been Obituary, right there, Tardy would have given one of his. He would have did it right there. That dude had a very distinct voice.
What?
Back when you could actually pick up more words from the metal like that too.
What's going on with these all these? Don't say anything. Don't say it. But why are the ads playing right at the end?
Ad block
Whoa! Look at that
plus.
dog's freaking head. It looks like Mew Mew.
So now I wonder how much of the European, well, what was I talking about before? With the European death metal scene taking influence from our guys here in the U.S. Because I could imagine, like, right around this same time is when Entombed had Left Hand Path come out. So that was like a year earlier, 1990. This was 91. So at that point, did they start, like, listening to each other and causing, like, a feedback almost? Like, oh, yeah, hey, what they're doing over there is cool, too.
Yeah, was it started? Everything started here in the U.S.
More or less.
Really? Oh.
More or less. Tampa, Florida is... Where the hell is Death from? Where's the band Death from? I want to say they're from
I
Florida.
think they're from Florida too.
Yeah. Death band.
Probably mixed by the same company, man.
Nope. Altamont Springs, Florida. Okay. 1984 originally.
So they've been around.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Ha-ha.
Oh,
I like what you did
yeah.
there.
Hey, I actually dug that song. What would you rate that?
I would actually probably give that like an 8.
Ooh, you almost gave it a 7.
I was going to say 7.5 or 8.
I give it an 8.
For what it is, yes.
It caught my ear.
I have to
That
like
had a
I have to
really-
like run the clock back in my own head to put myself in that right mindset.
The drums, the guitar, the flow. I liked it.
I can
And
see
I
why
might
everybody
actually
would be
check
like,
out more.
yeah.
And that was just a song that I just pulled out of my booty hole and just grabbed one and went with it. It was a good pick.
Makes me want to feel. Now I feel like listening to Arise though. That Sepultura album,
Oh, that's a great album, by the way.
and so is Left Hand Path from Entombed.
Yeah, it is a great album.
That's a really good album too.
Yeah, there's a lot of good albums. But hey,
Hey, but we're posers though. We don't know any metal as we're sitting here trying to discuss that. But it's like I said before. How do you explain what you like and why one versus the other? It's like people who listen to Iron Maiden are more inclined to like Metallica, as opposed to people who like Judas Priest are more inclined to like Slayer. That's me. I like Judas Priest. I like Slayer. So what's the difference though? They're same genre. It's just what where does that
it's just evolution of
I
evolution of the metal scene. It's just different. It's cool though because there's so many different types of bands, and the earlier stuff is more. It was more extreme metal, and then you had metal, which Judas Priest is metal.
Metal,
Then you had
yeah.
extreme metal, which is more like Slayer, and then you had like
Yeah, that's true. It was a
like
different they called
crazy
it,
metal, which was like Death and all the other bands.
yeah. What the hell would they have called it back then? They didn't actually say death metal back then. Did they say just extreme rock or extreme metal or speed metal? Some damn thing like that?
Could be.
Huh.
But hey, guys, like, comment, click the bell, do what you got to do. Let us know. Did we pick a good one? Was that one of their best?
You tell us about all your favorite metal bands too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where did you get your metal roots from?
Yeah, my very first metal band, death metal band that I heard was. Man, that's tough. It's either I don't know if you consider Sepultura death metal around the Arise era, but they're kind of. But as far as death metal goes, probably my very first was Cancer.
Yeah.
Death Shall Rise. Great album. Go check it out. Gotta go though. See you guys.